Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest non-human ever to live and his podcast. It's the Crown Cast. Hello there, people out there in the world, and welcome to today's episode of Crowncast. And I'm your host, as usual, Mark Crown. Yay! Yay, I did a full intro of something. I'm proud of myself. And I'm gonna continue to change it and forget to say stuff. And I would be the worst as a host of something at radio. Every time you're supposed to say something, I would always... I just want to talk about things. Who cares about saying an intro correctly? Doesn't matter. Unless it's you have to promote some commercial thing. And then it can be a really problem. What the hell is happening to my voice? Oh my god. My voice. I'm suddenly 12 again. Yeah, so I had a couple of things I felt like talking about today, but somehow I forgot the other thing. Yeah, but I can... firstly, I can start talking about Final Fantasy again, because... I didn't really know my opinions of it when I talked about it on the last one, but I played last night, and I'm gonna play again today. I have so many issues with that game. Last weekend I loved it bits. I couldn't stop playing. I just loved playing all the time. This weekend I'm already getting fed up with the game. It's mainly because my main guy I have leveled up to level 20, and now I have to do what's called a raid or event thing where you have to have more people, and I feel like this is kind of annoying for me personally, because I like playing with Moonspro, who also plays it, but if I don't know people, I don't fucking care about them. Why would I want to play with them? I mean, because it isn't a game where I love the combat so much, or I had the same problem with DC Universe Online. I managed to get to where you fight against, I think it's Superwoman. I don't remember what level it is, 20 something I think. And then I realized I needed to have a party with me, but that game had broken chat system, so it wasn't that easy to manage that. And yeah, I don't understand why you can't be able to play these things alone. I'm hoping today that at least you can do that one with 2 people, because I don't really want to play with so many other people. Of course it will be easier, but it's dumb. And what I already can tell is the game is going to be heavily wanting a healer, which is just annoying for me. I mean, why the fuck would all these MMOs, all you need always are healers? I find that frankly kind of annoying. Guild Wars 2 tried to not have one, but yeah, it didn't work out so well for them because you still needed someone. I don't know where my thought was going. It's I'm tired. Stayed up last night watching MLG StarCraft 2, which is something I have been starting to get very interested in. I've been watching StarCraft 2 now for... I started watching it this autumn, September or October or something like that. It was one of the MLG was the first one I watched. It was the first tournament live one. You don't know who that is, but he went down 3-0 and turned it around and won 4-3. That was comeback. Yeah, but that was the first time I watched the StarCraft 2 tournament. Since then I watch it all the time because the thing is, the most competitive thing I watch the most is football/soccer for you Americans. You may say I watch NHL a lot, but it's nothing compared to what football is to me. And I also understand football so much. I probably could be a coach in football or aim to be something in football because I'm so good at analyzing what's wrong, what's the team's doing that could be better, or everything like that. I'm extremely good at it, and that's why when I watch football now, I get just angry. Because, for instance, my team that I love here in Sweden is they have had the same kind of problems for like 2-3 years with the team. I mean, playing problems, stuff they need to fix, and they have never fixed it. And I'm tearing my hair out. Just why? How fucking hard could it be? So that's why I have been driven to hockey, because I was at one point I was completely fed up with football. It was not only because of my team, it was also because of Spain and Barcelona. That kind of football is a cancer. It shouldn't be allowed. It's so boring, and people who say it's only about victory, then it's not gonna work in the long run. I can't see people, apart from the team that's winning, like Spain or Barcelona, the rest of the team is just gonna be annoyed, and I feel like at one point football is going to be surpassed by something else. I don't know yet what, but I'm thinking competitive gaming. I don't hope it's LOL, because frankly I hate MOBAs. It's so fucking boring to watch. I like StarCraft 2. And also the thing about NHL and StarCraft 2, these games I don't fully understand completely, so I don't want to understand them more, as well as just enjoying watching it. And it's really StarCraft 2, I don't even try to really fully understand the small things, because there's a lot of small things in StarCraft you need to be to figure out, like if you put down a spawning pool at that time, or he did it at that time, or if he didn't did that upgrade and that and that and that. I can see the big picture and understand who's winning and who is not winning. That's all I need to know. I mean, but I understand that the other people who play the game is just like me when it comes to football/soccer. So, yeah. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the topic I had last night. I got my brain thinking back to TV show I watched recently again, because I watched season 7 of Inspector Lewis, which is a criminal drama or whatever it's called, criminal investigation. It takes place in Oxford. It's a spin-off of the Inspector Morse show from many years ago. So, and one of the last one of this year's episode, there was someone who committed suicide, and my mind got racing last night about such things as suicide and death in general. I mean, our society tries to save every person everywhere. I think it's a good standard to have, but some people doesn't want to be saved, and we always try to. I feel like people who want to commit suicide are two types of people. One that doesn't want to live anymore, the other one is a cry for help. And mainly it's the women who do more. They try to do it like slit their wrists or the things that can possibly not kill you. However, the men usually put the gun to their head and shoot. I mean, when a man has decided to die, he dies. That's the general conception you have of suicides. There are, of course, what's the word to it? It's just people that is. Oh my God! What's the word? Oh my God! I have forgotten the English word for it. Probably gonna say in the description below. There are people that don't fit into that mold. Let's just say that. You can angrily type it below. I just forgot what the word is. Now that will bug me for the rest of the day. Yeah, so people are so much about trying to catch it before it happens or afterwards. If the person survives, we should have them under surveillance, really, or not surveillance, but guarded, and so they can help these people. And I feel like some people, okay, if they try to commit suicide and they didn't die, and you help them, and they still try to do it again, then I don't see the point of you keep flinging resources, keep trying to make this person survive with pills and everything like that. Because, let's be honest, for some people life is torture. Life is hell. I mean, and death is nothing. There happens nothing in death if you're not... if you're a religious person, you think what happens after death. That's why some people don't die, commit suicide, because they're afraid they happened in hell. Or something like that. But for the people who don't believe in that sort of thing, death, for me, instance, death is nothing. Nothing is there. And nothing happens in death. You are dead. No, nothing. And so for a person who think life is torture, that would be a relief for them. And so I feel like if some person who you are giving all the help you can do, unless the only thing I would like to imply, I would try to, if somebody has like kids or something like that, I would try those people, you should try always to make them see the light in life and see the brilliance of having kids or something like that, because giving up on yourself when you have a child, I think, is frankly rude to the child. I understand if you are alone and you feel like life is torture and you want to commit suicide, I don't really see why it's such a big deal to always, oh, it's so sad that they commit. Those people that committed suicide genuinely didn't want to live. So it's sad. It wasn't a sad thing for them, yet we find it sad. So what I want, the bottom line is, death is such a funny thing, because also life is. Because we see life in a different way. For instance, I see life as, sometimes I see life as pointless. Because to the bottom line is, it is. We eat, we breathe, we work. There's no point to life. And I have no problem with that, but some people may be seeking guidance. Some people want to have streamline. They want to work towards something, and as life is today, beforehand it was all about survival. And nowadays it's so easy to survive, because, I mean, they're always help for you. Everyone, government, everything, it's just, they help everywhere. Or at least here in Sweden. I know some other countries isn't. They are not that easy to help you as they are here. There are people here that are homeless, but that because they have decided to be homeless. If they wanted to not be homeless anymore and try to get into society, I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't take too long for them to get a house and get help from the government money-wise to get life started again. But they don't want to do that. So yeah, so for me, I used to be afraid of death, because I see the understanding persons who get cancer or anything, heart attack, what you name it, whatever it is, sickness that is such a pain to go through. I'm afraid of something like that happening to me. Even though I have, over the years, changed a lot to not caring about it as much as I can. I still have issues when I'm up in high places and that sort of stuff, because my mind always flashing an image of the worst thing that can happen. That's an annoying thing in life for me. I hate that your brain works that way. That it gives me a very clear image of what happens if the worst case scenario. I know it's trying to protect me, but it's fucking annoying what it is. Especially when you're up on high place, it just gives you an image of falling down. Yes, that's just what I want to see in my mind when I'm walking on something high place. So, back to the suicide thing. It's my mother had a cousin, or no, friend was she? Cousin or friend, when she went to kind of high school years, and her friend got cancer, and it was a very tough time for my mother, because they had plans to go hiking and stuff, because she was a scout. It's the same. That's what you call Boy Scout, or I don't know if it's the same thing, but Scouts was what they call it anyway. It's something like, but I don't know if it's the same thing. But so they have decided to go hiking, and my mother was convinced that she would survive. And then she got worse and worse, and she died. And the girl who died, her mother was so distraught over the whole thing. Couldn't understand why it happened, and she wasn't allowed to die. And she had another daughter as well, but she didn't really care about her other daughter. So on Christmas Eve, she decided to commit suicide. On Christmas Eve, it was her husband who walked in and saw it. She had hanged herself, I think it was. Yeah. And thank God for that the daughter didn't see that happen. But that's one of the things. She only cared about her one daughter. The other daughter was like... So she committed suicide and didn't even care about living for her other daughter, which is the funny thing about life and how humans work at all. I mean, think about it. She could only see the one daughter that died, and she couldn't live with herself. And of course, I feel like when you have more children, you should try and get through it. But as we all see in everything, some people are just more connected to some of the children's more than other, and some I can just it's I've said everything so far what I feel about the thing, because I'm afraid of die. I don't want to die, so me committing suicide will never. Oh, maybe when I'm like 65 and like I don't feel like living anymore and I drive off a cliff and with a motorcycle. That's quoting one of my old classmates. That's what he is going to do when he gets type of age where he don't feel like, I lived a good life. Time to die, drive off a cliff. I mean, if you told that to some people, they were like, no, you can't do that, and that sort of stuff. I mean, we all want people to live long, other people to live long. But really, deep down, yourself, I mean, it's because it hurts you the most when other people die. Because you're still alive to see that person die. Weird analogy or whatever it's called. But it's just, it's emotionally so much tougher than you just dying yourself, because you, after you're dead, you can't. I mean, when you're dead, you can't feel anything. You're dead. So it's, I think I've said all I really need to talk about with that, to be honest. Okay, what more can I talk about that happens this week? I can talk about, oh my god, I need to say something like, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I fixed my first tooth at the dentist, which I'm annoyed at myself for it ending up being that way, because I've always been so good with brushing my teeth, and until last couple of years where I always manage to brush my teeth and that sort of stuff when I go to bed, but the problem is the variety of getting myself to brush my teeth in the morning is kind of hard, because I go up in the morning on such different times, and I'm usually not hungry at that time, and it's hard to get the routine in there when you sometimes wake up at 8, 9, and sometimes wake up at 12, or sometimes wake up at 2. I mean, yeah, so, and since I don't eat in the morning, otherwise it would be easy, just after I eat directly, and I still haven't eaten today, and it's 3:30 p.m. and it's no matter for me, because I don't need to eat that much. And that's why I'm the skinny as I am, because I often and not doesn't feel like eating. I eat enough, and then just I have eaten some. I don't need to eat more at the moment. It's just, that's who I am. I don't know why, but I've never been much of an eater. And also, it stems back to a couple of years when I was around 11, 12, 13, 12 I think I was around that age, and I starting doubting some things in life, and I became hypochondriac is the name of it, right? Where you see all the different illness and that sort of stuff. I ended up becoming that way, and much different things. Just I don't understand why I ended up being that way. It just hit me everything that could go bad in life. So yeah, I don't know really if there's so much more to talk about today. It's been 30 minutes, so next episode will be Tuesday next week, so will be 3 days until next one. I will just try to get hilarious topics and maybe trying to have some fun segments on next week's show, because trying to balance the serious topics and the hilarious ones, and it's just I have so much easier to just get angry and stuff and tell you my opinions and stuff. That's why I always end up going that route when I do like this podcasts thing. And so yeah, so I'm Mark Crown's Stories as usual. This was the podcast Crowncast, and can find me on Twitter at Mark Crown Story as usual. And yeah, it nice talking about various things today. Find so many interesting topics, and it's the interesting way to see things in life. We all see things differently, and often or not, it's a huge difference if you're religious or not. And sometimes you can be religious and still think the other thing, or you can still think you don't have to be religious, but maybe you believe that there's something after death. I just think it's reincarnation. It's in something else. I just think that I don't know we can know what we were at the last before we were alive again, but that's just my feeling to it. We die, we later be the brain of something else. Just we don't know it. So, see you guys on Thursday, and I was thinking of doing a vlog this weekend, but it will happen next week instead. Also, I'm trying to do and thinking of doing my next Stay Ballsy intro to next week's show, or maybe it will be the week after it. I will make a show intro. It will be marvelous if I can get the right feeling to it all. So, thanks you guys for listening. I'm Crown as usual, and goodbye.